Hey guys, I'm Justin, the developer of GrooveWire. Really excited to bring this to you. We have a lot going on, and yeah, we'll just get right into it. The new version of GrooveWire actually brings some really crazy features. Uh, I'm really excited about this. I think you guys are gonna love it. What is GrooveWire? It's essentially my view of how a software should work. Um, it's kind of like a very opinionated way to use the software, I guess. But you know, it's also very straightforward. It gives you the most raw way to use the software. A little bit about me. I was originally visual effects and technical artist for the film and game industry. I started way back in IT years ago, over a decade ago, and then I worked in film and games for several years until in 2024 I got laid off, and I've just been kind of trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. And I came up with GrooveWire after some personal struggles in my life. After I got laid off, I went through some really hard times, and GrooveWire was kind of spawned in that whole time frame. I thought to myself, I didn't want to work for anybody ever again, especially with the way things are going with, the way the game industry is going. I just don't see myself, continuing to do that. I'd love to make my own game one day, but I wanted to make something really meaningful, something that I have always loved is music. The first thing I ever did when I was a child was like an extracurricular thing that I did as a child was music. I was involved in music at a very young age in some early education music focused programs. I went into keyboard. I started with organ lessons when I was 5, then piano, then keyboard. Once organ and piano became a little bit lame, and I wanted it to be cooler. My grandmother, who raised me, really wanted me to play the organ, and so it was many years of keys, and then eventually I got into guitar and bass, played in a band, played in a few bands, bass and then guitar. Um, Eventually moved back to keys and learned how to use like Roland Cakewalk. No, I don't remember who makes Cakewalk. And then when I was about 14, I learned Cakewalk, and I got into MIDI for the first time. I had a Roland keyboard. It was a giant keyboard. It had MIDI ports on it. You had to get a MIDI card for your computer, and that was the thing that I was really excited to start learning. After Cakewalk, I started to learn Fruity Loops back in I think 2004 or something like that, 2005, and played around with that. I learned Magic's Music Maker, and I thought that was really cool because it made things way easier for me when I was, a very stupid kid, 18 years old, starting to get into like drugs and stuff. And then I made my way to Ableton. Ableton was incredible. Ableton, I feel like, is almost the Houdini of music. Not quite compared to actual node-based music software, but before I ever got into nodes, I feel like Ableton was like the most human. Ableton was the most human way for for me to make music. I just mostly connected with the UI of Ableton. I felt most naturally connected to it. Um, and I thought that was pretty special. I embraced Ableton for many years until I eventually, gave up on becoming a professional musician and got into visual effects. I started to learn Blender 3D in 2014, 2013. I had experience previously with Cinema 4D from 2012, just making a couple things, very basic things. And then I was working in IT at a film studio. I got my first film credit in 2017, I believe it was, for Logan, where I was just helping build the computers for the VFX team, and I was like, I want to do this. I really want to do this, and I basically busted my ass for several years so I could get into Lost Boys School of Visual Effects, where I learned how to use Houdini at a professional level. I flew to Montreal. I worked on the Tim Burton's Dumbo remake in, I believe, 2018 it was, where I had my first gig doing very tiny, crappy shots. Wasn't even credited in the film. Um, had a really bad experience. Got fired from NBC, actually. That horrible grind of a company. Was working on shots for Maleficent, and I couldn't even go in the next day. So I don't think I was going to get credit for that shit either. They were really happy to have junior artists working on shots that would never be credited on, just finishing things up. And I feel like that was the trend there. After that, I kind of reclused for a while. Eventually, I got a job on games working with David Lesbrance, one of the most incredible artists and art directors in the industry. I worked with him for several years until I didn't, until the whole game industry kind of melted down. I was working at, pretty big studio. Well, one of the biggest in the world, Tencent Games. And then didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, so I kind of full circle back to music, started making GrooveWire, came up with GrooveWire just on my own. My beautiful girlfriend, Haley, joined me. Her and I were connected for several years, decided to, reconnect. And she's been able to keep me going while I've been working on this entire project entirely solo, by myself. Nobody else working on this with me. Uh, Haley does do the voiceovers for all the tutorials, but they're a clone of her voice. I use 11 Labs for that. So she did donate her voice for the project, which is pretty cool. And then she gives me the encouragement every day to keep working on this. And it's just me. There's nobody else working on this. I basically took everything that I've learned from every part of my life, whether it's music, whether it's the software design, pipelines, because I worked at software companies previously, even before I got into film VFX. I worked at a point of sale software company for many years, so I kind of learned the whole software development pipeline even back when I was, 24, back in 2014. And so I've taken everything I've learned in my entire life and put it into this. GrooveWire is not just a way for you to build your own VSTs, but it allows you to learn and play around with the raw fundamentals of what makes a synthesizer, what makes digital sound, what makes up the raw components of what you're hearing. GrooveWire's for truly learning and discovering and playing and sharing. The fact that you can create tutorials from any craft that you create. And then the bridge, the live bridge, is a new feature that I've added, which just allows you to fully connect GrooveWire to your DAW and play around with it however you want to play around with it. It's something I'm really excited about, and I hope you'll be excited about it too. I wanted to offer something crazy that nobody else is offering, and we will continue to grow it. The final version of GrooveWire will not be out until about fall 2027, early 2028. We're private early access for the last several months, and we've been doing some really great testing. We've got some very awesome testers. Some of them very well known in the music industry, and some of them just some weirdos we found online, Haley and I, who are as passionate as I am. So I love that. We're going to have the Founder One launch package, which includes the feature of your request. So if you buy during Founder One promo and you use Founder One at checkout, you will have an exclusive event you can submit to in the community tab, where you can ask for a feature. So we've had some crazy features like a wavetable, complete wavetable editor and node, cab IR, What else do we have? Cabinet IR, which is really cool for simulating cabinets. The what is it? Convolution reverb, full complete editor. The granular oscillator, which is really awesome for granulating things. We have full physics simulation. We have full rigid body and fluid simulations, which will soon be coupled, and you can even soon sample from the granular synth to the fluid sim, which is just crazy. You can feed any audio property into the physics simulator and use that to drive different properties. So you could like drive the the gravity or the shape of certain things, or the dimensions of different things, any kind of numerical property that can be modulated. You can just type in the amplitude or the low, mid, high frequency, or whatever it is you want to filter out as a single word, and it will allow you to bridge it right in. It's actually crazy. I probably need to show you over a video. We're basically making the next generation of audio design and uh, instrument and effect design capability. Like there's nothing else that will ever exist like this. Right now we have our Founder 1 promo launching at $249 USD. After 100 of those seats sell, it'll be $299 USD until late 2027. After that, we will have the $0 version, the $500 version, the $1,000 version, and the $1,500 version. Anybody who purchases before fall will get the $1,500 version when it comes out. Lifetime. No subscription bullshit. You buy once, you own forever. So that's a huge thing that I'm embracing, because I don't believe in subscriptions. We will eventually have some subscriptions to augment your purchases, but the main license itself will not be subscription based ever. I don't think that's right. I think that I grew up in the time where you bought software and you owned it. You had a CD, or you even had a floppy disk that you owned, and you could just run that forever. So you're getting the best of both worlds. You're kind of getting software as a service, but you're also getting the ability to own your software. You can use it offline. You can fully use it offline. You're not going to have to be connected. GrooveWire doesn't even have to install on your computer. You can just run it out of its portable directory. It needs to connect one time to our server to make sure that you're you, and then that's it. You have like 100 days disconnected, where you can just do whatever you want with it. Export as many VSTs as you want. Just play around with it however you want. We have a full encyclopedia built in as well. It's not the best quality. We're using Claude to go over it, but every single node is a full breakdown of concepts and why you use it, what each parameter means. You can right-click on any node, find out information about that. It's all linked together with hyperlinks, kind of like Wikipedia, or if you're more of a nerd like Crusader Kings 3, the help files. It's just like that. We're trying to really build something that feels like yours, something that is like for you. Anyways, we're going to do a breakdown of the software here, the new features, some of the things you guys have been asking about. But yeah, this is kind of the first video I've really had time to make. And I apologize also. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for this, but it's a lot. Normally a product like this, the time span I'm doing would take 40 or 50 people. It's just me and Claude doing this. Everything I've ever learned in my life, me and Claude. You might think, oh no, it all depends on him, and I don't have a company to answer to. I don't have a bureaucracy of people to answer to. I don't have higher ups. It's just me and the people I'm building this with, and your success is my success. All I do is this, whether it's 12 to 16 hours a day. I'm usually just sitting here working on this. So catch me online. How about that? And if you get into our founder groups, you will have exclusive access to me. Gonna be right there for you. So let's build this together. Let's get your feature put in. If you're buying in our Founder One package, we will put your feature in. We've got a lot going on here, and I know that it's a pretty strange concept, but we don't want to kickstart. We don't want to get outsider funding. We want to get the money directly from the people who want to buy from us, and we want to use that to build the best goddamn product that you've ever seen. So we're doing something that nobody else is going to do. We're not going to sell out. We're not going to sell to anybody else. We're going to deliver the product and go from there. All right. So you have my promise that during this whole early access period, during this whole now to 2027, 2028, basically, we are going to make everything you ask for come to life. And there will be no compromises. Anybody who buys in will have a lifetime copy. And we have a great community going already, almost 80 people on Discord, and over 30 license holders in our Founder Zero group. Founder One is opening up soon. It's been very exclusive, and we're finally opening it up. If you don't buy in Founder One, the first 100, Founder Two is open until 2027. And after that, the Founder groups are gone. So if you want to become a part of this, to truly craft this into the next generation audio software and visual. I mean, we've got all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. We're going to be able to soon export HDR video as well, with all kinds of custom shaders and really cool geometry and animation, 60 frames per second. If you want to make really cool visual art, GrooveWire will be able to do that very soon. It's not just going to be for VSTs. I hope you guys know it's going to be a music and art, visual art workstation. Next gen. And the licensing is probably one of the coolest parts alongside the technology, because you guys own this forever. So yeah, we will see you in the box. Let's go.